Okay, for a line chart, I think most of you will be quite familiar. It's quite easy to read the line chart. Okay, basically you just need to use a ruler and you read off the the reading. So it's a bit like reading off from graph paper. Okay, so there's should be some regular interval for you to read. So in this question, we are reading about the average rainfall in Taipei in the various months from January to June. Okay, so they measure the rainfall by the height in mm. So be aware what you are reading is amount of rainfall according to the height. Okay, so in which month is the average monthly rainfall the highest? If you look at the highest point, the highest point is in May. Okay, that's very obvious. Okay, in part two, you're supposed to state the average monthly rainfall in March. So that is just your reading skills. You might do a dotted. So from here, I think you'll get a 60. So that will be 60 mm. Okay, and then the last part, the question is asking you something about the average rainfall in September. September is actually not on the chart, not on the line chart at all. So, but we know that it's going to be 4 times more than January. So we would like to calculate the average monthly rainfall in September. So I got to read off my January first. So if you read off the January part, you should get a 35. So that means, right, for September, it will be 4 times 35 mm. So there's a bit of calculation involved, but it's not very difficult. So you got to be reading carefully. You got to count like how many squares. So in this question, right, if you look right, you got something like 10 units here, and it represent 50 mm. So 1 unit is like 5 mm. So you got to do basic kind of interpretation. So otherwise, it's actually quite easy. Okay, and then the next question will be involve you to draw out. So drawing out will be easier if you are doing it on graph paper. Okay, so okay, we can try to draw it out. So this one is the number of rock candy sold in a factory in the months from July to December. So this is when they say 15, right? It's actually 15,000 boxes. So when you are going to draw the line graph, you got to observe which one is the smallest. So you realize 15 is the smallest, 29.5 is the highest. So when you draw your line graph, it's a bit like your graph as well. You must have an even interval. So that will be the month. Okay, that will be the boxes. And the boxes is in thousands. So it's still like primary school thing. So you make sure like, okay, so the 10, 20, like when you draw graph, okay, maybe I can be a bit more generous. I can do a 5, 10, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Okay, and make sure this is regular interval as well. July, August, September. Okay, make sure it's regular interval or else your line graph looks a bit like messy. November and then December. So usually on the horizontal, I will try to measure like 1 centimeter. Okay, so from here, 15 is here. You want to cross it a bit like plotting. Then 15.5, a little bit higher. Then back to 15. And a little bit higher, 16. Okay, on the graph paper, it'll be much easier than 18.5. And suddenly we got a 29.5. So the line graph goes something like this. Like up, down, up, down. You don't have to show the dotted. The dotted is to for your own reference so that it's easier to draw. Okay, I'm using iPad pencil. You should be using ruler, so it should be more accurate. Okay, so after we got the graph, we got to express the increase from November to December. So how much is being increased? Okay, so the increase in number of boxes will be 29.5 thousand minus 18.5 thousand. So I'm just doing the numbers. I exclude the thousand. So it's 11,000. 11,000 boxes. So the percentage will be 11 over 18.5. So if the answer is not nice, not to worry, 3SF. Okay, and suggest a reason why there's an increase. Okay, you can think about any logic reason. So in this case, right, it could be, um, okay, it's the Christmas season. So one of the possible reason will be the Christmas season. So there will be people who buy rock candy as gift. Okay, so give something logical. So that is the first thing on doing a line graph. And then sometimes they ask for this kind of logic.